healing, but I like to move really fast in life, so I prefer to find methods that are really quick and really easy and really graceful. So, the method that we will be using today to address the relationships that you find difficult, or just this paradigm or belief that relationships are really hard in general, is called the Sedona Method. And if you like this method, or if you like any of the things I say about it, I highly recommend getting this book. It's called The Sedona Method by Harold Waskin. I am a Sedona Method facilitator. I took a course for about 6 to 8 weeks on the method itself, and I practice the method on a very regular basis. I use it with all of my clients, no matter the issue that we are addressing. But today we are going to be talking about relationships, and why relationships are so important to talk about and to address with this method is because our entire lives revolve around them. No matter what you're doing, at the end of the day, the relationships in your life have a major impact in your sense of fulfillment and your sense of well-being. But so many people find relationships to be difficult for a variety of reasons. A lot of it has to do with going back into our childhood and the way that we were raised, and the way that our authority figures showed by example what relationships are. And when we work with the method on relationships, not only are we addressing our relationship to others, we're simultaneously addressing our relationship to ourselves. Because that's really what relationships are. It's how we relate to ourselves, and how, therefore, how we relate to others in the world around us. And if you're in the spiritual community, you may be familiar with this idea that your vibration is what attracts the vibration you experience in others. You may be familiar with this idea of projection, where your wounds end up getting projected onto others, and that which you cannot see in yourself, you see reflected in other people. All of that is addressed in this method without having to intellectualize any of it. So we can work with inner child work, we can work with parental relationships, we can work with the shadow, we can work with wounds without having to use too much of our brain. The Sedona method is a sensory experience. So I will prompt you to invite forward beliefs and feelings and stories, and they can show up in a variety of ways. You don't even have to necessarily know the specific instance that you may be feeling. And this is also really helpful for anything that you picked up that is not yours. So again, the Sedona method works on a variety of levels. And that opens you up to a lot of creativity in your experience too. So when we invite forward any of the feelings or thoughts or stories or beliefs, they can show up as visualizations, they can show up as sounds, they can show up as senses in your mind, they can show up as physical sensations. And if your body is very sensory, it could show up as tastes or smells. The whole point of the Sedona method is really radical acceptance and allowance for the energy that your and my mind body experiences. And you get to tap into what infinite peace and infinite well-being feels like, and you get to experience how accessible that is on a moment-to-moment basis. I feel like that was a very weird way of explaining it. Hopefully at this point on my account, I have also posted an explanation of the method itself and how it works. For our purposes today, we'll just start by talking about relationships. So the main thing that happens with relationships when we find them difficult is we have an experience with a relationship that was difficult. It wounded us really bad. Then we started to become protective of ourselves unconsciously so that that thing didn't happen again. But because we were becoming protective and resisting that experience and wanting it so badly to be different, we ended up just kind of recreating the same scenario over and over and over again, in a way, bringing our fears into reality. So when I prompt you, could you let go of wanting relationships to be difficult? Allow yourself to get curious. Does that energy exist within me? And could I let that go? One last thing to explain. If there is a want that exists with you, the opposite want also exists. Everything always exists within you, always. These feelings and sensations may be subtle and they may feel strong. So, really wanting a relationship can feel really, really, really strong. And then you may be surprised that not wanting a relationship feels subtle, but you still feel it. And that would be that protective part of you, right? That part of you that wants a relationship so bad consciously, but unconsciously doesn't want to experience the disappointment or the heartbreak again, or unconsciously doesn't want to experience the criticism again, or unconsciously doesn't want to put in the work that it takes to have a healthy relationship. I'm hoping this is making sense. To do this process, there is nothing that's required of you other than a quiet environment where you will not get interrupted, or an environment in which your attention is not going to be stripped from what we're doing together. So if you need to go ahead and pause this video to do it a later time, or pause this video so you can go get some water or a snack or take a bio break, I highly recommend doing so. I'm actually going to take a sip of water right now and put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because nobody wants to hang out with me all day and then all of a sudden, whenever I'm doing something, they all want to talk to me. Weird how that happens. And you don't have to have any experience with meditation or therapy or art therapy. You don't have to have experience with anything in order to do this correctly, because letting go of emotions and feelings is actually your natural state of being. So don't be surprised when it's really freaking easy to do this, and don't be surprised if you get irritated at how easy it is. Okay. So start by closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths. And I know I said to do this in a moment in which you are not disturbed, and so you may interpret that as being alone in a space where you can close your eyes, but I have done this successfully on a car ride in which I'm traveling to a similar location, like a familiar location. So my attention can mostly be on experiencing my internal experience. And as you start to get settled, you may already notice some resistance coming up to turning inward. And that resistance may feel like a constriction in the body, or even an inability to feel your body. And I ask you, can that be allowed? Is that allowed right now in this moment? Could you allow yourself to let however you are be okay? Can you let go of any wanting to improve or wanting to be different? Could you push the pause button on wanting to make progress, on wanting to become something or go somewhere? Could you push the pause button on needing to prove yourself, just for now? And in this moment, can you allow yourself to be as you are? And anything you experience during this release is allowed and is okay. Again, there's no way to do this wrong. So you may notice the first couple of times you do this that everything's kind of happening in and around your head, or above your head, or out of your body. And then all of a sudden you start to notice inside of your body. The most beautiful gift about this process is that all is allowed and all is okay and all is permitted to unfold as it does. And can you permit yourself one more time to be as you are? And bring to mind a relationship that is either currently challenging or has been challenging in the past. You can welcome that person's face into your awareness, or just the energy and feeling of the relationship dynamic as a whole. And can you welcome anything that stirs up inside? Can you allow it to feel as a muddy mess as it does? And can you also welcome forward any sense of overwhelm or overstimulation when you bring this relationship to mind? And check to see if you can create more space for this overwhelm or overstimulation to exist. As if you're sensing or visualizing your body creating more space, or your brain creating more space for this feeling to be as it is, or this memory to be as it is, or this story to be as it is. And really take a look at this sense of overwhelm. And you may notice that as you allow it to be as it is, and as you welcome it as it is, that it starts off kind of strong, but it becomes a little more subtle. And that's the beauty of allowance and acceptance. Things turn out to not be as scary as you thought they were, or as your brain wants to think it is. And with this sense of overwhelm or overstimulation, check inside and see, and ask yourself, could I let this go? And right now, let go of trying to figure out how. Just simply dissolve that thought or that feeling. And would you let go of the sense of overwhelm or overstimulation? So could you and would you? And the final question is when? And when is a really powerful question, because it gives you a sense of ownership and control and personal empowerment to choose to let go of this feeling now or hold on to it a little bit longer. And any question I ask you, you're free to say yes and you're free to say no. And you may find that actually answering no is even more powerful than answering yes sometimes. You don't always have to please. In this moment, can you allow yourself to actually do what you want? And would you rather hold on to this sense of overwhelm and overstimulation, or would you rather be free? So as best you can, just for now, could you allow that feeling to unravel? Or could you decide to drop it? Could you breathe it out of your body like smoke, or simply allow it to dissolve? And again, bring to mind this relationship that once caused challenge or is currently challenging. And can you welcome forward any resistance you feel towards it? Any sense of, I don't want this to happen, this can't be happening. Any wanting to push it away. Resistance sometimes to me feels like pushing against a very sturdy wall, like constriction and contraction in the body or in my mind, or carrying around a backpack full of rocks. And just as you did with the overwhelm, can you check to see if you can let go of the resistance itself as best as you can? Can you let go of the sense of I don't want to? Can you let go of thinking this can't be happening or I don't want this to happen? Can you let go of any I don't want as best as you can? And again, welcome forward that relationship that has caused you challenge or is currently challenging you. And can you welcome forward that sense of dread? That feeling or those thoughts, why can't this just be over? I want this to be over. That sense of heaviness or grief. And are you willing to allow that to feel as strong as it does, as dense as it does? And can you also welcome forward any sense of hopelessness? And as best you can, just for now, could you let all of that go? Could you let go of the hopelessness, of the density, of the dread that you feel, or that's apparently happening? And would you let go of the density and the dread and the grief? And when? And check to see if there's any fear wrapped up in those feelings, or any fear wrapped up in letting go of those feelings. Any sense of what if? Any sense of wanting security or wanting to feel safe wrapped up in those feelings? And just for a moment, notice how courageous you are right now in allowing this fear to be here and welcoming it. Because this fear right here is what drives so many people to make silly decisions, to hurt others, to sabotage themselves, to push away goodness, and to cause chaos. And look at you right now, allowing it to be here, welcoming it, feeling it, facing it. And could you be open at least to the possibility that this fear is simply just love in disguise? And could you let go of wanting to be safe and simply allow yourself to be safe instead? Could you also let go of wanting to be unsafe, wanting to be threatened, wanting to be challenged? Remember, the opposites also exist within all of us. So even if it just seems like a little, can you do your best to dissolve the wanting to be threatened and challenged and unsafe as well? And could you let go of any remaining fear? And would you let go of any remaining fear? And when? And again, bring to mind this current relationship or any other relationship that is currently causing you challenge or has challenged you before. And anything else that stirs up inside. And as quickly as whatever is stirred up comes up, can you also allow it to bubble to the surface and vaporize? Just check to see if you can. Again, bringing to mind this relationship that has caused you challenge or is currently causing challenges. And check to see if there's any sense of wanting to control this person, wanting to change them, wanting to fix them. And can you allow yourself to want to change or fix them as much as you do? And could you also let go of wanting to change them as best as you can? And again, bring to mind this relationship and check to see if there's any wanting to control yourself within the relationship, wanting to hide yourself or overly express yourself. Any sense of wanting to control your behaviors or your thoughts or your feelings within this relationship. And just for now, could you simply let yourself off the hook? Could you let go of wanting to control yourself? And also check to see if there's any wanting to control the relationship and the dynamic itself, wanting to control the outcome or change what is. Do you want to change this relationship? And can you allow yourself to want to change this relationship as much as you do? And could you also let go of the wanting to change it? Could you let go of wanting to be the manager of this relationship? Could you let go of wanting to be the manager of life itself? Could you let go of wanting to change this relationship and allow the relationship to change as it does, as best as you can? And bring to mind this relationship or any other relationship that stirs up resentment. Check to see if you can find resentment in or around your heart. And can you also simply just welcome forward resistance to be wherever it is, in or around your body, in your mind, in your brain as thoughts or memories or beliefs or stories. And as best as you can, just welcome forward this energy of resentment as it is. It can be kind of dispersed in lots of places or show up in a variety of ways. So take a nice deep breath. Can you simply welcome the resentment? And could you let go of wanting to hold on to this resentment? Could you let go of wanting to protect yourself in this way? Could you let go of wanting to be safe? And can you let go of wanting to defend yourself again? Or wanting to have to defend yourself again? And if you would like to hold on to the resentment, check to see if you can hold on to it even tighter. Check to see if you can grab onto it, if you can hold it in your hands. And also welcome forward any sense of wanting to identify with this resentment, any wanting to make it mean something about you and who you are. Any wanting to make a label out of it. Make it mean that you're brave, or that you're valid, or that you're safe, or that you're strong, or that you're right. Any wanting to make it mean that you exist. And could you let go of wanting resentment to be the middleman? Could you let go of wanting resentment to mean something about you and who you are? Can you let go of wanting resentment to mean that you're real? Can you let go of wanting to put resentment between you and feeling safe? Can you let go of wanting resentment to come between you and feeling protected? Could you let go of wanting to be right? And now check to see as best you can if you can allow that resistance to unravel. Again, as best as you can. You're allowed to hold on to the resentment as long as you'd like. But anything you let go of is gone for good. And can you also welcome forward this belief that relationships are difficult? And any other stories that brings up? Can you welcome forward the memories of difficult relationships? And any label you've given yourself because of those relationships or memories. Any wanting to label yourself as defective or a failure, or as unlovable. And could you let go of wanting to identify this way? Could you let go of wanting to label yourself in this way? And can you simply dissolve the labels themselves as best as you can? And again, welcome forward this belief that relationships are difficult. And any other stories and what they stir up inside. Any believing that relationships are hard work, that relationships take energy, that relationships are not fair, that relationships are unenjoyable long term. Any sense that relationships are impossible, or any sense of apathy that healthy relationships are not for me. And any story you have about what a relationship is supposed to look like. And could you allow all of that to unravel? Could you simply just dissolve it all? Let it go, start over from scratch. Could you set yourself free of recreating these stories and recreating these moments and these memories Could you let go of wanting relationships to be difficult? Could you let go of wanting to experience relationships that take work? Could you let go of wanting to experience feeling alone in relationship again? And can you welcome forward this feeling of being misunderstood and misunderstanding others? That sense of just not quite hitting the mark, just missing it. And can you also welcome forward the disappointment wrapped up in that? And can you let go of wanting to experience that again? Can you let go of any residual disappointment? Can you let go of any residual misunderstanding or feeling misunderstood? Could you let go of wanting to be misunderstood? Could you let go of wanting to push people away or to be separate from others? And as best you can you surrender any remaining fear you have about others? And check to see if there's any wanting approval from others, wanting to be liked, wanting to be accepted, wanting to be loved. And can you allow yourself to want that as bad as you do? And would you rather want acceptance or to be accepted? Would you rather lust for acceptance or feel accepted? So as best you can you let go of the lust? Can you let go of the wanting? Can you let go of expecting others to make you feel this way? Or wanting others to save you so that you can feel this way? And also check to see if there's any part of you that wants disapproval, that wants rejection, that wants to be pushed away by others. And ain't nobody got time for that no more. So could you simply, as best you can, let go? Let go of that program. Let go of wanting to be pushed away. Let go of wanting to experience that again. And check to see if there's any part of you that also really wants to love others or wants to like others or wants to approve of others. When you want to approve of and want to like and want to love, you hold that love away. That wanting almost makes it unattainable. Like, I really want to like this person, but I can't. That's what that feeling feels like. So could you let go of wanting? Could you let go of wanting to approve of them? Can you let go of wanting to like them and wanting to love them? And can you grant other people the right to simply be as they are? Just for now. And also check to see if you can simply dissolve or let go of any wanting to disapprove of others, any wanting to reject them, any wanting to judge them, any wanting to pick them apart. In fact, welcome that forward a little bit more. Any wanting to make lists about others, any wanting to find evidence that they are not good enough. any wanting to find evidence for why they are dangerous or why they deserve disapproval, any wanting to fix or change, any wanting to change others to make yourself feel better. And again, I ask, can you let go of wanting to be right? Can you let go of wanting to believe that you're the one that knows what's best? Could you let go of that pride as best as you can? And again, can you let go of wanting to disapprove of others? Can you let go of wanting to reject them or wanting to push them away? Can you let go of wanting to dislike others? And one last time, check to see if there's any wanting to be safe in relationship. Any belief that you need relationship to feel safe. Any sense that safety comes from relationship. Any wanting to make safety conditional. And can you let go of wanting to make safety conditional? Can you let go of needing somebody else or wanting somebody else to save you? Could you, as best you can, let go of wanting safety? And can you also let go of wanting to feel unsafe in relationship? Can you let go of wanting to feel threatened, of wanting to feel challenged, of wanting to defend yourself and need to protect yourself? And can you allow relationships to feel as difficult as they do? And can you allow relationships to be as easy as they are? And can you allow love to feel as distant as it does? And can you allow love to be as present as it is? And can you allow yourself to feel as unloved as you do? And can you allow yourself to be the infinite love that you are? Could you allow yourself to sense the infinite love that surrounds you and is within you? And again, can you allow relationships to feel as difficult as they do? And could you allow relationships to be as easy and as effortless as they are? And can you allow relationships to feel as complicated as they do? And could you allow relationships to feel and be as simple and as uncomplicated as they are? Could you allow yourself to want to figure out relationships as much as you do? And could you let go of wanting to figure them out? And one last time, for good measure, Could you allow yourself to believe that relationships are as difficult as you believe that they are? Can you welcome that feeling forward fully? Is it allowed in this moment? And as best you can, just for now, can you let go of wanting relationships to be difficult? When you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to this moment. And how was that for you? We went all over the map in that release. I can't wait to listen back to this. And don't be surprised if once you do this that things miraculously change in your life. If the needle moves forward, if different relationships start to attract to you, or if people in your life make changes that you never expected them to. And definitely don't be surprised when you expect to feel the way that you did before and you no longer do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please visit it as many times as you need. If you would like to schedule a personalized session where you share with me exactly what's coming up and we work with exactly what's coming up, you can send me a message on any of my social media platforms. You can leave a comment below this video. And that's the only way you can contact me. Kind of left that one open-ended. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and go forth and conquer. I believe in you and your future relationships.